Hello viewers, welcome back. It has been some time since my last video, but I have been busy with other stuff. But not to spend time on that, let's get back to the animation of my magnetic motor. So this time, in front of my face, you can see Kohei Minato magnetic motor. You might remember this one from old times, maybe 2 years ago, when I explained it. And I'll do it again, but by showing an animation, because this really helps to understand how this probably should work. So this is basically it. Now let's get to the big screen and show it in the motion and trying to pick important points on it to get you the more explanation. Okay viewers, so here we are. This is the Kohei Minato magnetic motor. And how this one works, it's very obvious, you will see. So we have two rotors, and these rotors, as you can see, have some cassettes with magnets. And these magnets are positioned on these cassettes that way that they repel each other. So in this moment over here, where the rotors are the closest one to another, these magnets will repel each other and then create movement for rotation. And of course, this rotation will be transferred through this shaft to the output generator. This is all that is. Not exactly. As you can see on the bottom, there is some gear mechanism. And one would say, who the hell would want to install the gear mechanism on magnetic motor and stop the system even more than it's necessary, because the opposing forces do it by default. But yet, if we think about thoroughly, this would help, because if we fix this movement, in usual magnetic motors, the magnets try to escape. This is their only purpose. They try to escape, and that opposing magnetic poles attract each other and stop the system. So this gear mechanism would help with this situation, because this movement of magnets would be fixed, so they cannot escape. But yeah, this is additional force, and this is additional force to be overcome. But yet, who knows? Maybe this works. And in the end, you can see what there is two more things here in this magnetic motor. So these two brown horseshoe magnets are basically electromagnets. So, and electromagnets, of course, need power input to work. And so this motor, it's not the motor like its Mohamed Yildiz, which is powered purely by the power of magnets. For this one, we need external source, which will be connected to these electromagnets, to help overcome the opposing magnetic field in certain moment for this magnetic motor setup. And how do we know this certain moment when we need to turn on these electromagnets? Of course, they are positioned in some way on this rotor, but as you can see, this blue part here and blue part here, on this, let's say, mechanism, there are some phototransistors and photodiodes. So this red you will see later on. And this orange part over here, so you can see this diode here, red, and this one here, is a timing mechanism for this magnetic motor to engage the electromagnets in certain moment. And this moment, you will see now from the other perspective, is shown on the orange plate, still not shown here. In this rotor is an orange plate, you can see it a little bit right now. And it has a certain cut. You see right over here. Now there is a cut on this orange plate, which is on this rotor, so that in this exact moment, now you see these electromagnets become engaged by the timing mechanism of phototransistor and photodiode. So electronically controlled by some external digital controller. So that would be it. More or less this is it. So this is how this motor should work. I doubt it, but it has a good points. It's different from the other patents. And on the end, I can say a few more things. So people hate me that I do not replicate these motors in reality. So I just made motion pictures or static pictures and explain these things on the motors, but I do not know and try to replicate these motors. There are two reasons for that. First reason is I do not know exact measures. So you can see all these patents in description. I always put the patent to original public free patent material on Google Patents page, which you can read and understand how this works. But none of these patents, so you can search through my channel and through descriptions where there are links, you will not find exact measure. Some patents do have the measure of the magnets, but not the measure of the system, of the rotor and the stator and everything else you see. So you just can get an idea how this works and how this should look like, but the exact measures are not shown because this is a secret, and people want to stay the secret. And second thing, so this is the one thing I do not know the measure, and second thing, this is extremely expensive. I do not have the resources to make these motors and replications, because simply for all of you who want to go this road and try to experiment, this is expensive. So the magnets themselves are not that expensive. You can buy much magnets for 200 euros or 500 euros, so you can experiment your entire life. But the custom-made stator rotors, which is basically a trial and error method of searching how this works, this becomes very expensive if you don't have CNC machines, the milling machines, or anything which helps to cut very precisely the metal, because you cannot do it with a saw in your garage. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't be precise enough to work constantly, to rotate constantly, and that you can change something. So you do need a lot of resources, exactly the money, to pay another person and bring them some layouts like I do in AutoCAD, so they can make it for you, and then you can experiment at home. So that would be the two reasons I do not make these motors, and even they're pretty expensive. So this is the final conclusion from my side. I'll continue to show you these works because I think it's interesting, because it gives you an idea how systems should work. Because now this is the one example, and you can now think in your head how you can improve it. Always things can be improved if you think like an engineer. So try to do so, make it on paper, send it to me. I will even make a video for you and for everybody else, so your idea can be spread around. So thank you for watching. Until next video, just wait. Bye bye.